Welcome to Newsmax TV. I'm Kathleen Walter. A relatively new government agency is saving taxpayers money in the state of Florida, where officials have opened 5 offices to provide legal representation to Florida's most vulnerable. In 2007, Governor Charlie Crist appointed directors to the 5 offices of Criminal Conflict and Civil Regional Counsel, which provides legal services to certain Floridians who are permitted a court-appointed counsel under the federal and state constitution. Joining us is one of Governor Charlie Crist's initial appointments, former Florida Assistant Attorney General Phil Massa, who serves Florida's 4th District Court of Appeal. Phil, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Most people don't equate government agencies to tax savings, but these offices, you say, are different. Explain to us exactly how this agency helps Floridians.
Well, we help Floridians in the sense that we represent indigent clients, and in doing so, we're saving the state a lot of money. My district alone, 1 out of 5, last fiscal year we saved approximately $3 million. The other agencies around the state saved about the same amount of money. So statewide, first fiscal year was saving the state of Florida $25 to $30 million.
Talk to us about who's helped, how are they helped, and why this office was created.
Okay, the people that we help are indigent people who need representation and who are entitled to representation. The office was created by Senate Bill 1088. It was created in 2007. We started taking cases in 2008, January 1st, 2008. And to date, we've taken approximately 17,000 cases.
How were these cases handled previously? I understand that there was a lot of work that was contracted out. And how is it also that some of these cases end up in your lap? I understand that there's some ethical issues that come into play.
Yes, we take the cases that the Public Defender's Office can't because of an ethical conflict. Those cases previously were assigned to registry attorneys. Those were private attorneys who took these cases. The costs at that point could not be brought under control. They were rising around $20 million a year. The model we have, we could control costs. We operate on a $7 million budget, and I was actually able to come in under budget approximately $1 million in our first budget year.
Wow. Well, Phil, are there other states that are using your model? And if this model was adopted and accepted nationwide, what kind of savings do you anticipate there would be for this country?
Well, I think there'd be significant savings. I know California has a similar model. Florida, of course, we have our model. We can save money because when you have a model such as this, where the representation is brought in-house, you have attorneys that are working full-time on the case. And that's why we're able to control the quality and we're able to control the costs. I run the agency like a business. I look at every bill that comes in the agency and I sign off or I don't sign off on every bill.
What kind of cases do the offices handle, and how is the quality of counsel received different from that provided by other state agencies? The
cases we handle on the criminal side.
It's criminal only?
No, it's criminal and civil.
Oh, okay.
We handle misdemeanors, to serious felonies, to death penalty cases. So we do the broad spectrum of criminal cases. On the civil end of the representation, we handle dependency cases, mental health cases, guardianship cases, adult protective services, any civil case where an indigent person is entitled by law or by the Florida Constitution to representation, we take those cases also.
Given the growing number of people these days who are falling on hard times, are you seeing the number of caseloads going up?
Yes, we are. Our first, since we started taking cases in 2008 to the end of December of last year, we were assigned approximately 17,000 cases. I see it as I watch the trends. I see it in the juvenile cases. I see we're getting a lot of juvenile offenders, and that's disturbing, but that's where we're seeing the trend.
Mm-hmm. Now, you have said that your success results from how you run the district, which you say is as a business, not as a government agency. Can you elaborate on that a little more?
Well, yes. I ran my own private practice for 11 years, and I did everything in the practice. So when I took over the agency, our philosophy is that we're running it as if it were a private law firm, as if it were a business. So when, for instance, if I have an expert that wants to charge $2,500 for an opinion, I'll negotiate that down to $1,500 or $1,000. I run the agency as if that money is my money. Even though it's the public trust, I consider it the public's money, and I'm very cautious of how I spend it, and I fight for every dollar.
Now, you've had a very lengthy and successful legal career and were in private practice for 11 years?
Yes.
Is there a certain amount of personal gratification that you feel by helping the less fortunate, and is there any one case in particular that sticks out in your mind?
Well, I do feel fortunate in helping indigent people. They are entitled to good representation. Some of the cases that stick out in mind actually are the death penalty cases. Those are very serious cases. We have gotten at least 3 death penalty cases waived to life, rather than seeking the death penalty, to seeking a life sentence. I know that sounds draconian, but that's kind of a win before we go into court. So the cases that we focus on the criminal end are the death penalty cases. And on the civil side, the cases we focus on that are dear to me are the dependency cases, which involve children, and also the guardianships and the adult services where we help elderly people that need help.
All right, Phil, thank you so much for making a difference. Thank you also for joining us on Newsmax TV.
Right, thank you very much.
Such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Newsmax TV.